Hi, I'm Camille.
And I'm Gretchen. We are starting over the podcast. Again, I feel like we have to clarify that every time. Camille and I are starting over, but we are.
We are. We always start over. That is the nature of life.
That is what we're talking
The sun
about.
rises every morning, and I'm out in the sunrise going, I'm starting over, and Lord, just love me today.
New day.
That red light you only get in the sunrise, I'm telling you, it's magic.
Are you literally up every morning when the sun comes up?
I'm that sunrise, I wait, I run to the door. I'm like, I love it.
Your front of your house is on the east.
Yes, and so I'm watching just that little light coming over that mountaintop, and it's like, and then when it just right there beams that, you're like, oh,
you're like, bring it.
You remember the NXS
ready for
song?
the day.
There's a song that it says, the sun comes like a god in the. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, that's a perfect lyric, and it's true. The sun comes like a god, and you're just like.
I have these houses
amazing.
Across the street from me, though, and I feel like the sun has to go extra high
To get to you.
to get to me.
But as long as that red light's still going to hit you, so don't you worry about that. That'll travel around the houses in front of you. You'll be okay.
Okay, phew. Okay, good. Anyway,
Back to starting over.
Back to starting over. Camille and I just had our little episode
But
that
the
we just
sunrise
talked about.
starts me over every day. So
There's a lot of power in
Oh, I
the
think
energy
so.
of
I love it.
just not only nature but just the beginning of a day.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it is a new day, a new dawn. All that stuff is.
Yeah.
This is cliche, but it's so real. It's so
People
true.
have been singing about that for a long time.
And I think it's something.
It is. Camille and I kind of were, we always have a little visit before we start filming, and we were
3
talking
hours.
about.
Yeah.
I know.
Just 3 hours. Yeah.
You think we're here working every Friday night?
We gabbing.
We're talking a lot. We're doing, we
Yes,
call
you
it
know.
therapy, but, sometimes when Camille and I speak on subjects that people don't like, they're quick.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's not just us. I mean, I think anybody that is in any sort of media or, social media or any of that kind of stuff, people can be very quick to say
critique.
what they feel, think, and that we're going to hell.
When I text you those funny videos where people are falling down, I'm like, oh, Lord, I'm so sorry I'm laughing at you. But I'm like, I'm going to hell for sure. I'm like laughing. He's got Jeff hit his head in that truck. Oh, my gosh, I'm dying. Anyway, so, yeah, we're going to hell. Sorry, I digress. But, I think people do have a reaction to something they don't want to hear, or it comes up against their world of agreement they've got.
Yeah.
So we all have a world of agreement. Like this is what makes sense to me. This is what I believe. And we've all done it. It's like when I was younger, I didn't want to hear certain things. I couldn't believe that. It's like Santa Claus isn't real. No, that's not true.
Right.
And so everybody, I think at some point is going to come up against something they don't want to hear or believe.
Right.
And I'll tell you what causes a shock. A shock is too much truth too fast.
Oh,
So,
okay.
imagine a police officer knocking on your door and, you're one of your kids or whatever. No, I can't handle that. That is traumatic.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And so if
But
you've got...
I think that in itself is, that's not personal. You know what I'm saying? It's like that police is doing his job and he's
Yes.
coming to share
Yes.
what he needs to. But when somebody shares an opinion or somebody shares
Like we
a
are.
feeling,
Yeah.
and immediately a response from somebody could be like, how dare you come at me like that? We're never coming at anybody. If anything, we
personalizing.
clarify, hey, that's why we always say, if you pray to God, the universe, whatever your prayer is, we want to make sure we're covering everybody.
Yeah.
We're not saying what our agenda is and what is acceptable, what is right, what is wrong, but somehow
Some people react.
some people react in a way
Yes.
that feels a lot like an attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send.
Boom.
I said it.
Okay, good.
I got my power. I said it.
That's right. And there's no picture usually on these people too. I'm like, well, who are you?
Right.
But
Yeah, state who you are
Yeah,
and show
yeah,
yourself. Now we're probably opening the floodgates for all the people that tell we're going to hell.
well, I think anybody putting themselves online and having an opinion or something to say,
Yeah.
I expect it.
Yeah,
I kind of expect
and just
people
so
to,
y'all know, it is never our agenda to come at anybody or to chastise anybody. I mean, I think just the way we are in life, even not recording, but we don't feel that way.
No, and I'm not trying to change anybody's belief system. I don't care what you believe. You do what you want. I mean, more power to you. I got no judgments on people usually. I really don't. But if and I'm not the kind of person that's going to comment and say, "How dare you?" You know, I don't agree with you, and I'm just going to live and let you say and do what you want, and I just don't get that upset about it. I don't let things upset me like that, right? I got a lot more going on than to get upset about a post usually.
Yeah.
So I can't ever think of a post that ever really upset me.
Not one that you'd ever like sit and I don't
no.
I first of all, I don't believe in that energy. I don't believe that chastising somebody else is going to make me happy. Right? No. And so one thing you will notice on our channel, if you do decide to write something ugly and nasty, we're just going to block and delete you.
Thank you for sharing.
Right? And it has nothing to do like we're so pissed and we don't like you. It's just we don't want that energy there.
No.
This isn't a place for us to come and create a war of arguments. That's not what we're trying to do. But I mean, honestly, capitalizing on what you do, Camille, with your business and helping people, you see a lot of these subjects that we're talking about.
I do. Oh, yeah, I do. Well, and I have a lot of people that I do say things to them, and sometimes they might feel offended. I'm like, I'm saying it with love, y'all. But if I don't say something like this, nobody else is going to say this to you.
Right.
And I have a lot of opinionated people, and so I understand that when I say something that goes against their belief or their opinion, they aren't going to like that. I fully appreciate and expect a little bit of pushback, and I can take that. I can handle that.
Right.
But I feel like that we are an open dialogue, a conversation. That is how people change or get better, or I want that debate. I'm okay with that kind of debate, but I'm not intentionally trying to, shove people the wrong way. I'm not trying to offend anybody.
Right. And, I think too, there has to be a maturity, if you're going to have a conversation and you don't, and I'm not talking about our channel, but anybody, and you don't necessarily agree with, whatever the emotions or the reasonings or whatever it might be, you still need to be mature. And you still need to be like level-headed enough that you don't attack somebody.
Yeah. Well, that you're attacking is you're feeling threatened. Okay. If someone's coming if they hear a post or see something, that person's having a strong reaction to that. They got threatened somehow. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Because I know, I mean, we live in a very religious state. We live in Utah, and people tend to be very adamant about what they believe in, and it's almost like if you don't believe a certain way, it's a lot of times people feel like it's my duty to let you know you're wrong.
Yes. Or
Jesus told me to tell you that
I'm such a sinner. Yeah.
But I mean, and I actually have dealt with that a lot.
Yes.
Just with my career and stuff, people love to tell me how I'm wrong, or I'm going to hell, or I deserved cancer. We just had that guy this week. It was like, well, you deserved it, And I'm thinking,
wow.
I don't know of really any mother that would say that's a good idea to tell somebody something so horrific as that. So shame on you.
And I don't know if anyone deserves cancer. Right?
Well, first of all, it's not a cancer. Any disease,
personal.
It's not a punishment.
No,
right?
No. It's definitely. It's an equal offender. No one could be spared from this. I mean, cancer it'll hit anybody at anywhere, anytime. Yeah. Babies get to 80-years, 100 years. Yeah, cancer is an equal offender.
And with that thought, Camille and I were discussing this, and we thought, okay, so if this person thinks that I got cancer because I was such a wicked, evil person, does that mean that everybody, including children, that have had cancer are wicked, evil people?
Valid point.
To me, I'm just like, we just need to be careful, y'all, about what we're saying. We are trying to be careful in a way that we're not coming at anybody ever for anything, whether it's on Back Home Beauties or on starting over. That is not our intent to offend. However, it is okay. It is okay to share an opinion, but just be respectful.
Well, and if you don't, and you can always just swipe away. I mean, y'all don't have to listen. I mean,
right? If you don't like what we're saying, that's okay.
Exactly. I mean,
all right.
You can go. Just don't go away mad.
Right.
Wasn't that a Poison song or something? Oh my gosh. Yeah, but I think this is probably common for a lot of people that live online, and I think that there is. Look, if you're upset about something, you got to look at what you're upset about, why something triggered you. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying people can't get triggered about the silliest little things. Commercials could trigger you,
Right.
but if you're that upset of a person that something's going to get under your skin like that, and then you're taking it out on a perfect stranger, when you comment on a perfect stranger's page and stuff. You got to look at what's going on that drove you to do that. And what is it you're trying to get out of that? I don't know if you're going to get anything out of it.
Right.
And what are you going to inspire over there?
That's a good point because, if you think about it, as far as being productive, sometimes, oftentimes I think people that make comments on anybody's social media, and I think social media is so convenient for that. Used to be you'd have to write into the newspaper, you'd have to call the news director if you wanted to state your opinion, and now it's just so easy to do that
anonymously too.
I just think it is definitely brought to my attention how bullying in whatever realm that may, I would think this person that told me I deserved cancer, that falls into the category of bullying, I think. But to me, I'm just like, it's too easy.
Yeah.
It's too easy to type, say, send, and then you vanished.
Yeah. And what did you get out of that? Like
did that make you feel good?
Yeah.
Right?
What was that about? Because I want to spread that kind of energy. I want to, that's who I want to be remembered as someone who made someone feel bad. I think most people on the planet do not want to contribute to people like that. They want to be a contribution in a good way.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think the majority of people are kind, loving, that have no intention of ever offending anybody,
right,
or spewing their agenda so much that it is basically saying everybody else is wrong and I'm right. And trust me, that is not Camille and I. We are not perfect. We are not. Well, she might be.
I know.
I know. Yeah, I definitely.
I don't. I don't claim to be nothing.
And so. And again, I had to clarify this on my personal channel that somebody came at me, you're not a psychiatrist. You're not a doctor. How dare you talk about the things that you talk about? Well, the truth is, you're absolutely right, sweetie pie. I am not any of those. However, I can talk about things that have been working and related to my life, particularly about being in remission for cancer. Yes, I do consider myself an expert in that subject because I know what worked for me. Doesn't mean it's always going to work for somebody else.
That's right.
But,
Well, and we're just here having a good time, to be honest. It's like, this is something we love to do. We're leading trainings. We're trying to help people. And we want to just play and work together. That's truly what our original intention and agenda is. And again, people are going to love, they're going to hate. I'm going to let you hate. I'm going to let you do what you do. Yeah. But I am not going to take that on and believe it. I'm not going to let you get into my mind and make me hate myself and go, I deserved cancer. By the way, you never deserved cancer.
Right. Okay. I know that.
Okay, good.
And I never took cancer
and I know
serious,
out there,
it's something that's coming at me personally.
Yeah. But even out there, they're all saying, oh my hell, who would say that to her? No one deserves, and she didn't deserve it. Like, I know people are saying that right now in the audience. They're kind of going, she didn't deserve that. I want to say, Gretchen, you didn't deserve that. And you didn't deserve to hear that either. But again, you've got some mean-spirited person who is targeting you because you threaten them somehow. Mm-hmm. And I've had similar stuff. I'm threatening them. Yeah. I will own, I'm a threat. You bet, I'm a threat. I'm going to be a truth teller. I'm going to speak what I know, and I'm going to continue to talk. So I kind of wonder if, I'm going to say this, I'm going to take that as a compliment. You obviously are making some noise, girl. So you must be doing something. And one of my mentors said to me, Camille, if you're not upsetting or pissing people off once in a while, you're not doing much in life. Okay.
I was going to compliment you, and that, one of the best things about Camille, especially if you come to her professionally, is that she will call you out on your shit.
Well, that's why you come to me.
Not in any way to
I'm not going to hate on
build herself up or to make you feel small. It's actually to help you recognize
where you're
where
failing.
maybe some shift needs to happen. Let me be clear, I said that one. And so basically everything that we're doing on Starting Over podcast is sharing what we have experienced, what we believe to be true. There is no textbook that Camille and I have written by any means, but you know what? I think as humans, isn't that what a testimony is? A testimony is sharing what you believe to be true.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
And in our case, in order just to help somebody.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to keep talking. We're going to keep sharing, and we're going to keep laughing and having fun and making a difference because we know we do.
Yeah.
And we enjoy it.
Yeah. We just we do want to say thank you to everyone that likes, shares, and subscribes.
Appreciate you.
And all of your wonderful comments. There are far more wonderful comments.
Yeah.
And we appreciate the ones that are sharing like what experiences you've been through in life, or how that advice worked or didn't, or what you're sharing with us that we could apply, to whatever the subject is. We appreciate your comments. We really do. All we're saying is, hey, if you're not going to be nice, just know you're going to get blocked and deleted. That's it.
That's right.
Yeah, that's about the only attention you're going to get from us. So if you're trying to start a little something, it's not going to work.
No, honey, we've gone through lots, so
it's
we
not
understand.
Gonna work.
No.
Yeah,
we love ourselves too much. We want you to love yourself out there too. Yeah. And if someone's kind of hating on you or giving you some pushback or whatever, or backbiting with you, look, we do not give oxygen to that fire. Okay, just delete, block, move on. Don't engage. Just literally don't engage. That's kind of the best advice. If you got to engage because they're just staying in your space or there's something you got to deal with, there's authorities for that, So, but just, again, don't personalize it. Don't take it personal. If you're not doing much, you're not going to get any attention. And so we kind of understand that we're obviously ruffling feathers or whatever, and we're okay with that.
Yeah. No harm meaning to come from us. And so we, again, just thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.